When did you actually break in, and who broke you in?
In '92, uh, a buddy of mine I went to school with, he told me, "Hey, over here on the street, the town that I lived in, there was a guy who had a wrestling ring set up. He was training people, and his name was Keith Goldsley. And I kept driving by over there. No one, I never seen any cars. And then WrestleMania was here in Indianapolis. And then the following week, I drove over by there, and they're packed. There were a bunch of cars there. So I went in there, and kayfabe, kayfabe. And then, so I started talking to him, and he broke me in, and then he brought Rip Rogers in, and Rip worked with us, and some of the guys he took to WCW, and he was going to take me, but he's like, "You need to put some size on and keep it up and get in the ring as much as you can." And when I get back, I think he was getting ready to go. Oh, I don't know if that's when he went to Canada for Dupree. I don't know, but I know some of the guys went to WCW with him for a little bit, and then Rip was gone for a while, and then Rip came back, and Rip did take me down there, and then that was an experience. It was cool. And then
Did you work?
once, yeah, I worked Earthquake and then Vader, and this is when Vader was beating everyone up, and Vader wasn't bad. It was snug, but he didn't
Right,
give me those shots in the corner like he did all the other guys. And, I don't know if Harley's like, don't hurt the kid, but
right.
I mean, he was easy on me. I mean, for what it is, I mean, pressed me, and
Sure.
when he had me up in the air, he had a hold of me, and ah, a little tight there.
Got it. Who else did you train with that I might know?
Nobody. You would know any of them.
I want to see if I can find those matches on YouTube. Was it as Flash Flanagan
Yeah.
for WCW? Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see if I can find those.
let's see. Earthquake was he was Avalanche, I think, at the time, and I know the Vader one's on there. The one with Earthquake was a handicap match. I didn't do anything in there except at the end of it, he pulled me into the ring, did the stomps, and give me the Earthquake drop, and that was it.
It's amazing. Whenever I worked for WCW, there was like the greatest talent in the world there at the time. There was Benoit and Guerrero and Malenko and Kidman I wrestled 100 times on the Indies, but never for WCW. And there was so much great Jericho and all this great talent. I worked with none of them. I always got like
You
the
got
Ice
me.
Train match. What? Yeah, but I mean
Oh, I think on
WCW.
Indies.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, in WCW, I got like the Ice Train match or the Renegade match. It's just like, come on, give me someone who could actually have a decent match with. But hey, WCW is WCW. Did you go to Memphis from training? How did you end up in Memphis?
no, everything was. I never sent a tape out to anybody. It was we were using Ricky Morton and Tracy Smothers on our shows here in Indianapolis, and they liked me. And when there was a spot open in Smoky Mountain, the headbangers were working the Steiners at the Super Bowl wrestling show Cornette had, and the Steiners couldn't make it for some reason, but he got me and Chris Michaels to work the headbangers. And I knew a lot of the guys over there. We'd use Kane on shows, and I knew a lot of the guys through Burt Prentice, Buddy
Okay.
Landell, and all this. And so I already
Love
knew
Buddy.
most of the guys there. And plus, Danny Davis, everyone knew him from Memphis and stuff. So I had that connection. And then Cornette liked me. And then he's like, "Well, as soon as I got a full time spot, I'll get a hold of you." Well, lo and behold, towards the end of October, I got the phone call. Next week, it's going to be full time. All right. So that was like beginning of November. So I did the first few weeks in November, and then it closed down that Thanksgiving weekend.
Got it.
That used to be the running gag. I could work for companies, and after I got there, it wasn't long they closed up. And
Oh man, that's
but
we'll get to Cornette. We'll get to Cornette with the OVW stuff.
but then Smoky
Dude,
Mountain. What
No,
now?
is that closed? So Smoky Mountain closed?
Closed. Smoky Mountain closed, and then I was back doing the shows here in the Indianapolis area, and then one long after that, I went. I was doing shows in Nashville and Evansville and Louisville or Memphis, but they were just those shows here and there.
It was.